feeling low.
Hi there, my lemon slices, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. Today we have another episode of my super fun and super zesty series, Stuff Influencers Say. In this series, we react to and debunk the wild, crazy, and very oftentimes inaccurate things that health and wellness influencers say to shill their crap. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and some dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would seriously love to have you here. Without further ado, let's make lemonade. First things first, one of my girlfriends got me this Starbucks cup because she spoils me. I am drinking, it's the sparkling water, like the store brand from Target. It's like, it was a pomegranate and dragon fruit flavored sparkling water. And I put a lemon slice in there, of course. All right, so in today's episode, we're honing in on one individual and talking specifically about them and their Instagram content. Someone sent me a post by this person a while ago, but it's just kind of been sitting like in my YouTube album on my phone. Now, as is typical for this series, their content very much revolves around like health and wellness sort of thing. However, something interesting and unique about this person is that their content focuses on a facet of wellness that I haven't seen pushed on social media at all. The interesting thing is that it is very much based in science, but it's something that requires very specific scientific knowledge and expertise, which, based on my research, this person does not have. Also, lastly, they do seem to have a business kind of established around, what they do on social media, but in terms of like following size, they're very, very, very small. I'm talking less than 1,000 Instagram followers. Because of that, I don't think she meets public figure status in terms of social media anyway. So I'm going to be going out of my way to keep this person's identity concealed. So just expect a lot of blurs this time. So let's dive in. So this person's content is based heavily around genes, like genetics. Not like the clothes. Specifically, harnessing the power of nutrition and lifestyle that will optimize your genetic profile. This is one of the very first clips I saw from this person, one that was sent to me several months ago.
Here's a quick tip on how to enjoy a gene-friendly lunch. So what I did here is I made a huge plate of salad. I packed it with some extra fats, protein, fiber. We've got avocado, we've got pumpkin seeds, we have some okra from the garden. I did a quick pickle on these for extra yumminess. And then I added a little bit of Primal Kitchen Greek dressing for flavor. I did make a sandwich, and yes, you can enjoy a sandwich and still be gene-friendly. So what I did is I did a grain-free sourdough, some uncured pepperoni, and some dairy-free cheese. Grilled that up kind of like a grilled cheese, and it's gonna be delicious. Now, because I am always all about balancing my blood sugar for my genes, what I wanna do is eat my salad first before I enjoy my mega carbohydrate bomb over here, because it's gonna help me to balance out and regulate my blood sugar. You're always gonna wanna go for the proteins and the fat and the fiber before you enjoy the simple carbs or simple sugars of your meal. And that's a quick tip on how to enjoy your lunch, still live a fun life, have the sandwich, but eat the salad first, and that's how to...
Okay, first things first. That sandwich looked f***ing fire. Enough lusting over food, Brianna, get to business. I'm just gonna tell you guys the very first thing that came to my mind when I watched this video. How are you showing strangers on the internet how to make a gene-friendly meal if you don't know their genes? That don't make no sense. I feel like this is very obvious, but I'm just gonna have to say it anyway. Your genetic profile is very, very specific to you. We all have different genes. So how are you telling me to eat for my genes if you don't know my genes? Honestly, that meal that she showed, it just looked like a really delicious, nutritious, filling meal. I would take a picture of that meal. It was pretty and it looked good. So I don't understand. She didn't explain at all how it was gene friendly. She just basically said, here, look at this food. Second thing I thought of after I saw this was she mentioned eating your food in a certain order to balance your blood sugar. Because apparently, according to her genetic profile, she has to balance her blood sugar. And this, to me, is one of the biggest red flags that she does not have a legitimate background in biology, healthcare, medical science, etc. Healthy, non-diabetic people generally don't have to go out of their way to balance their blood sugar. if your pancreas works, then generally it has things covered in terms of your blood sugar. Personally, this is just my opinion. This is all my opinion. I find the whole balance your blood sugar thing just another like trendy thing in the healthcare and wellness space that influencers are just hopping on to just try and make themselves seem relevant, stay relevant in this ever-changing health and wellness space. Because the ones that are saying it are almost never, I might even say never, diabetic. Why do I need to worry about my blood sugar? I don't have diabetes. So in terms of that clip, what she was saying wasn't like entirely wrong. I do think it was a little bit misleading because there's a lot more to it than what she was saying, but it is a thing. When I worked in school of healthcare and I was being trained to work with my diabetic kids, obviously one of the things I was taught to do was how to handle a blood sugar emergency, or if a kid's blood sugar was extremely low, we were taught how to handle that. And it was always pairing a snack with 15 grams of carbohydrates, usually with a protein and or a fat. And that combination generally not only helped to get their blood sugar up, but help it stay up to sustain them until their next meal. That was my training for diabetics though. I don't believe that this girl is diabetic. She's never indicated on her profile that she is. I don't believe she is. I'm sure if she was, she would absolutely talk about it more. Why wouldn't she? Also, last thing about that clip is it kind of made me chuckle how she called the sandwich a mega carbohydrate bomb. It's not a bowl of sugar. It's just bread. So the interaction between your genes and your diet is not pseudoscience. It's actually a very real area of genetic study called nutrigenomics and nutrigenetics. According to an article published about nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics, published by the Journal of Nutrigenetics and Nutrigenomics, nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics are defined as the science of the effect of genetic variation on dietary response and the role of nutrients and bioactive food compounds in gene expression, respectively. Now, I have personally learned about nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics in school. It's a very, very interesting area of study, and it's still a relatively emerging area of science. It's still kind of on the newish side, within the last decade or so. So it came as quite a surprise to me to see a random person on Instagram who claims to be able to teach you how to hack and optimize your health by decoding your genetic profile. She also touts using, quote, epigenetic tools, end quote, to, quote, boost your vibrancy, end quote, and help with things such as blood sugar balance and teaching you about cortisol and stuff like that. Influencers love to talk about cortisol. In fact, she actually has a whole epigenetics course because she is an epigenetics coach.
Oh my gosh, I just had the best time recording that episode, and I want to talk about something because we mentioned it on the episode. I have my Reset and Refresh Energy course available. You will learn epigenetic and energetic tools to help boost your vibrancy, your energy, to help, just regain that if that's something you are looking for. You will also learn subconscious tools in this. You will learn epigenetic tools. You will learn a deep dive into cortisol, blood sugar balance, so many things. Check it out here. It is live and ready to go. I am so excited. We had the first round of live students, and now this is available as a self-paced course. So let's do this thing. When I tell you that it changed my life, it freaking changed my life. After implementing a few of the simple tweaks with my nourishment and my supplements and getting the micronutrients that I needed, I immediately saw results. I'm talking about inflammation gone, which a lot of my clients are coming to me with chronic inflammation or just stalling out progress with their goals, or just not feeling great, brain fog, trouble sleeping. These are very common threads that I'm seeing. Feeling super anxious, just not feeling right, feeling off, and not being able to find out what is truly causing that. And then looking at their genes as a whole and being able to figure out what they can change to reduce those symptoms. It doesn't take long for your body to respond. And that is what is the magic thing about it. Is it's not a magic pill. It's literally you giving your body what it. I have been getting some questions about what exactly the process is like of getting your DNA blueprint, and this is what it looks like. After you book and you order, I ship you the DNA test kit. You will get that in the mail very, very quickly, and then you will swab your cheeks. It's a super easy thing that you can do at home. Send it back in the mail with an already prepaid label. And then I will get your results from the lab as soon as they get back. It usually takes a few weeks. Give us about 4 to 6 weeks for the whole process. And then I analyze all your results, whether you got 3 panels, 5 panels, or 6 panels. The total amount you can get is 6, and that's sleep, supplementation, nutrition, environmental detox, athletic performance, and hormones. If you want to do the basic panel, it is sleep, supplementation, and nutrition. That's what I recommend starting with, unless you're going to go for the full panels, which is always preferred because you get all the insights. But if you want to start small, the basic one is great. And then basically we go over it in a 2-hour call, 1 to 2 hour call, depending on how many panels you have. You get a wellness report, you get a list of all the foods that your body loves and that your body wants more of. And then you get your custom wellness report with everything for you, all summarized for you. And then discounted supplements on Wellevate. That's the supplement dispensary I use. And then an option to custom blend your formula if that's the route you choose, if you want less bottles to take and more streamlined approach. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
So as far as epigenetics goes, that is also a thing, and it is absolutely not pseudoscience. According to the CDC, epigenetics is the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. Unlike genetic changes, epigenetic changes are reversible and do not change your DNA sequence, but they can change how your body reads a DNA sequence. During my time as a dietetic student, I have also learned about epigenetics as well. It too is a very fascinating science that is highly complex. So again, I'm quite surprised that somebody on Instagram thinks that they have the key to unlocking somebody's epigenetic profile, while not being a licensed healthcare professional and not being any sort of scientist that studies genetics. In my opinion, there was another red flag about this person's lack of credentials, is the fact that she just mentioned somebody's inflammation being gone. Inflammation is never gone. It doesn't ever go away. We've talked about inflammation before in plenty of videos on my channel, and a lot of influencers clearly don't understand what it is, and they frequently use it to fearmonger plenty of foods. Pretty much everybody has a basal amount of inflammation in our bodies due to some of the metabolic processes that happen. Now, obviously, when inflammation gets out of control, that sets us up for chronic disease and other issues. But in general, pretty much everybody has some degree of inflammation. And then I've been talking about her credentials and education. She has it on her website, so let's talk about it. According to her website, she has a Bachelor's of Science from the University of Houston in Hospitality and Leadership Management. And she's a certified epigenetics and human performance coach from Apeiron Academy. Okay. I don't think we need to have a discussion about why and how a degree in hospitality and leadership has absolutely zero to do with genetic science. So I'm just going to skip over that. Let's talk about the other one, her epigenetics coaching. This certification is offered by Apeiron Academy. I could find absolutely nothing about their accreditation status. I did peruse their website though, and I found a lot of things that, in my opinion, they're red flags in terms of like gimmicky health and wellness products. For example, in their curriculum guide for their epigenetic precision performance certification, they talk a lot about detoxing. They also have products, which is pretty much mostly just a really huge line of supplements, and they have an entire supplement line specifically for gut health and detox. Gut health. I'm so sick of hearing about gut health. And then as far as freaking detoxing, man, I say this all the time, and I have provided plenty of sources which support this. The concept of using dietary supplements to detox your body is 100% pseudoscience. Most of the time, these detox supplements on the market just induce water loss and or diarrhea, which a lot of highly misinformed influencers love to say that that's you detoxing your body. You're not. At the very least, you're wasting money. And at worst, you're causing yourself severe dehydration. So I played a clip before of this person saying that she offers genetic testing to decode your genetic profile. I looked at her website and I found out which package that she offers. So in her DNA blueprint and genetic coaching package, it includes a DNA test kit which gets mailed to you. This DNA kit is actually offered through the company through which her certificate is from, Apeiron Academy. So I looked at it on the website. I watched the video and it was just a guy talking about how to take the test, blah, blah, blah. Now I scrolled to the bottom of this page and I found this disclaimer. The test kit is not considered a lab as the medium is saliva, not blood, and the data gathered is intended for research, informational, and educational purposes only. And while Apeiron genomics information might point to a diagnosis or to a possible treatment, it should always be confirmed and supplemented by additional medical and clinical testing and information from a medical provider. If they're telling me that I should get my stuff looked at by a medical provider, what's the point of asking an epigenetics coach? So this has been a pretty short Stuff Influencers Say video, but to put a bow on this, I just want to say this. The study of nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics is still an emerging science. Epigenetics is a very specific and highly complex area of science. I do not understand how somebody can call themselves an epigenetics coach and coach people on their gene and nutrient interactions from just taking an online certification course, especially when your background is in like something completely unrelated. It's not even science background, hospitality, leadership, whatever it was. Like, this person doesn't even have a science background. I have a science background, and even I don't even feel like if I took this certification course, I don't even feel like I could call myself, and I mean, I guess technically I earned the title if I took the course, but I don't even feel like I would know enough to be able to call myself an epigenetics coach, and I have a bachelor's degree in biology. These random online certifications are getting out of control, man. Now, obviously, this individual is the impetus for me even making this entire video. However, I'm not trying to attack them. It's really not just about them, but I do find kind of this whole thing, if you look at the big picture, I find this whole thing problematic. People are always looking for like the next big trendy thing in like health and wellness and stuff, whether that be to lose weight or hack your gut health or balance your hormones or whatever, because the science of nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics is very, very interesting, but it's also still considered to be an emerging science. Seeing someone on social media tout this as their thing, especially somebody who doesn't even have a science background, to me it just seems like they're making an attempt to seem like they have something new and innovative, like they have some new secret sauce. Because a lot of people have tried the gut health thing, a lot of people have tried the balancing hormones thing, balancing blood sugar, fasting, detoxing. That stuff is kind of old news. Like, we've all heard about that stuff. But this is a thing where it's like it's new and innovative, and to the uninformed consumer and to people who don't know any better, I feel like they might see that and be like, hey, I haven't tried this thing, let me try this thing. While not knowing and not understanding that it's a highly specific area of science, and really not just anybody can do it. Oh, well, you've tried everything, but you haven't tried this new revolutionary thing. So buy my course and I'll teach you how. So I don't think that this is like super harmful, in that, again, it is a really cool area of study. And I like that it's being talked about in social media, but I really don't like that. I feel like this particular person, and I feel like any influencer who tries to hop on this nutrigenetics, nutrigenomics thing, I feel like they're just trying to monetize it and not really educate about it. They're just going to try and make, oh, I'm making an epigenetics course. Take my course. I'm an epigenetics coach. Okay, but why should I listen to you though and not somebody that's like actually studied genetics? My family has actually seen a genetic counselor before. Specifically, my dad has. My grandmother, my dad's mom, died of cancer when my dad was very young. I believe it started as breast cancer, and by the time she died, it had spread to other parts of her body. And my dad had concerns about passing on any sort of genetic markers for cancer to myself and my brother. For this, my dad sought out a genetic counselor, a field that requires at least a bachelor's degree in genetics, biology, or any related field. I did some research, and it's also not uncommon to meet a genetic counselor who also holds a master's degree. These are not just people who took an online course, at least they shouldn't be. Genetics is highly specialized. It requires a lot of lab work too, because our genes are very specific to us. So how can you say you're helping somebody hack their genes and study their genes if you don't even know their genes? That's why, like, when I first saw that clip about the gene-friendly meal, I was like, how does she know what a gene-friendly meal is? Like, how is she telling someone how to build a gene-friendly meal? You don't know my genes? So I don't think it's a bad thing to tell people to drink more water and eat vegetables and exercise. Quite frankly, all of us could use that. But again, I just see this, like this particular, I mean, I guess, yes, this person, but anybody else who were to try and do this, I just see this on social media as them trying to be like trendy and innovative, like they have some secret sauce. And if this person's following gets bigger, I mean, which it probably will, I think it's just a matter of time before other like even bigger influencers start kind of hopping on this. And at that point, I worry that it will shift from being a legitimate actual field of science to just a new trendy health biohacking type thing that influencers think that they can coach people on with absolutely no knowledge or background in it. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. This content has been sitting in my album for a while, and I finally was like, you know what, this is so weird. I have to talk about it. I know to some people this video might come off as, oh, you're just being a hater. But like, I'm not trying to hate on this person. I'm never gonna hate on somebody making an honest living. But in my opinion, a lot of influencers are not making honest livings because a lot of them are scammers and liars. I'm not saying this person is a scammer and a liar, but I just saw that this person was trying to hop on a very specific area of scientific study and exploration, and they're just kind of like trying to build a business out of it with absolutely no background in science that we know of. So I don't know. I just thought it was strange. Part of me hopes this catches on. I would love to see like an actual geneticist get on Instagram and start making content actually teaching people about the science of genetics. But I also, what would probably happen from that is just more people like this person, you know, kind of just hopping on the trend and trying to like biohack everybody's genes while having absolutely no background in science or biology or genetics or anything like that. So let me know what you guys think of this in this context of social media. Do you agree with my thoughts? Why or why not? Have you seen anything like this before? I've never seen anybody push anything like this before on social media. Like I said, it's always like detoxing and gut health and balancing blood sugar and hormones, blah, 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 blah. Like that's a typical stuff. But this is new. And it's just interesting that somebody's getting on it while not being like a scientist in any way, shape, or form. Although, I mean, I'm saying it's interesting, but influencers do it all the time. All right, well, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Queen Lemon, over and out. The boys are in here. Oh, hey, boys. Zeus. Hello, sir. Big stretches. Sit. Such handsome boys. Hey, Zeus. Why are you so focused on what's out there? Who's handsome? Onyx, who's your little brother? Onyx, who's your little brother? Oh, there's a lot going on out there. They're just not paying attention. Onyx, who's your little brother? Who's your little brother, Onyx? No, not me. Him, who's your little brother? You guys are embarrassing me right now. But it's okay, because you're cute. Say bye.